This is for all you liberals and everybody who feel like, oh yeah, we got a mayor who cares about childcare. As a native New Yorker, somebody who was born and raised here, who never had issues with childcare until starting now. Let's talk about the ACS voucher that I cannot seem to get. Why? Because it's no funding for it. He started a childcare program for adults to go hang out. The fact that I am a New York City employee and I lived here again all my life, I can't seem to get childcare assistance for my child. You know how much a childcare provider wants a month? $1,600 just to watch my child while I go make money. And you know what HRA did? They took all my benefits from me. You know why? Because they say I make too much money. With that one check, I can't even pay rent and pay for childcare, but yet I make too much money. In all my years of living here, this is the hardest year that I ever had to face in this city.
Okay, yeah, we understand. You know what this tells me? She says her child care got taken away. Her rent is $1,600 respectively. This tells me that she had a child before she could afford it, meaning it being the child. It also tells me that she's a single mom. I genuinely believe that rearing children wasn't meant to be a one-person job. It was meant to be a two-person job. Even if you get divorced, you're still equally responsible till the child comes of age or whatever the court rules and policies say. That's what it's telling me. So she had a kid. I'm not going to say she did this intentionally. She had a kid knowing that, hey, I'll just go on this government program. I don't know what it's called. And by the way, it doesn't matter that she's a native New Yorker or not. Okay. So native New Yorker or not, whatever. Okay. She had a kid before she could afford the childcare. I will never understand why people do not look at the childcare costs before having children.
Okay, you guys done came here, took over the city, advocated for illegals to get all these benefits, including free childcare, and you can't even make sure that I get childcare for my son.
All right. Again, we're not a political channel, but every now and then I do have to address perhaps a political topic. Let's put aside what the illegals get, immigrants get, refugees get, okay? And they're not all the same category of people. I know that people tend to throw them all into one category. I don't mean that in disrespectful sense when I say throw them all into one category. Work with me. But let's just put all of that aside. If she had a child, single mother, based on what was happening around other politics, then that's on her. That was just stupid. Well, I'm going to have a child because this government program I know is in effect, so I basically don't have to pay for the child care. And I know the illegals are getting this, the refugees are getting this, so it sounds good. I want my portion of the government pie. And before anybody comes after me, yes, I'm aware I took my portion of the government pie when my $110,000 student loan was forgiven. And I'm very open about that. And I have absolutely no shame about that because I haven't met too many people in my life other than other teachers that want to be teachers, much less teach middle school. And it happens to be my dream job, so it works well for me. But I've worked really, really hard to earn that forgiveness. People are having children. I was going to say just popping out kids, but I'll be polite. People are having kids with no way to fund them. Yet they will criticize people who go to college and then get their student loan forgiven, and yet they still stay in that profession even after the student loan is forgiven. But I digress. So she's upset that she had a kid she could not afford, but had the kid anyways. And I don't think she was married either.
I've been calling out of work. I've been leaving work early. You know why? Because I don't have child care assistance. No, I don't have a support system. No, my mother and my family do not watch my kids. Yes, it was my choice to have a child. I don't have child care. And because the ACS voucher don't have no more funding, and because I don't have a child care provider that takes this serious, I have to be home. And I'm soon on the verge of losing my job. Can someone explain to me, you liberal, that is out here taking over my city, for these illegals to live here and get all the benefits that I'm entitled to, because yet I am a taxpayer that pays federal, state, and city taxes, but yet I can't get child.
Okay, we got all that. But I want to go back to my original point, which the point is, regardless of what's happening in politics, no one told her to have a kid with a deadbeat guy. No one told her to have a kid when she couldn't afford it with a deadbeat guy. See, we can't sit and make bad decisions. And here's the kicker. Like I was saying, all this political hubbub that's happening around her did not in any way affect her choice, or it should not have affected her choice decision to procreate with someone she wasn't married to. And I believe, because she never mentions it, because I do shorten these videos down a little bit. But nobody forced her to do that, regardless of what you think of the current administration, past, present, and future. No one said, oh my God, you know what? Trump is president, and because he's president, I now have a kid that I can't afford. You see? Oh, because Biden was president, I bought too much house. And in other words, sitting and blaming all the activity around you for your bad financial choices, you can't do that, because these are choices where you have independent thought, independent control of your body. See? I can't sit there and claim, oh my goodness, I bought too much house because, well, everybody else was buying a house and they said it was a good time. If my budget showed that I couldn't afford it, it wouldn't matter. So she's sitting here throwing a tizzy fit. That's the appropriate word. She's sitting here throwing a tizzy fit for financial decisions that she has made that she could not take on. And now that the free eating is over, she's really upset because she sees other people getting it. But regardless of what other people got, she was always free to make her own decision. It's kind of like, when I was growing up, and I think this is a classic parent thing, even though I'm not a parent. It's like, I don't care what everybody else is doing. I care about what you are doing. Well, it's the same thing, but now she's an adult taking the repercussions of her decisions. It doesn't matter what the immigration laws are. She has always been and will continue to be free to decide who she wishes to procreate with. And statistically, this won't be her last kid either. Beggar, next.
This is a mutual aid request.
Of course, it's a mutual aid request. Let us break down what mutual means. Mutual means we're doing it together. Aid usually means financial assistance. So I guess we're supposed to be mutually assisting her. I bet I'm right.
My name is Antonia, and I am living in a hotel with my 3 cats.
With her 3 cats. You heard that correctly.
This morning, I was supposed to wake up and pack up my room and move in with a friend of mine who last night, met with me, and we had coffee and worked together, and I went to go see the house, and we agreed that I would move in today and that they would pick me up at 10:30. And at 3 a.m., they decided that they changed their mind. Now, they do have a lot of very, very legitimate things hanging over their head, and I understand, but this puts a massive wrench in my plan. I did manage to get the hotel room for another night, but I have $43 left to my name. I'm looking for housing, which means I have to afford rental applications. The rental application for the apartment that I just went to see and the landlord that I vibed with and whatever is $45. If there's anyone out there that would be willing to send me $45 so that I can apply to this place and still have the $43 that I have left over so that I can get myself shampoo and conditioner and food.
Hold on. George, we have a TikTok beggar. She needs $43 and change so we can put her and Kitty Cat 1, 2, and 3 in a hotel. Can you get our checkbook, please? Because the screen says mutual aid request.
I would really appreciate it.
Why are they always looking at us? Do you ever, guys, fam, do you guys ever wonder to yourself how these people look at themselves in the mirror every day going, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to go on TikTok and I'm going to tell them that I need my community to come together. I need everybody that's watching to participate and make a donation. This is a mutual aid request. And it sounds so gentle, doesn't it? Mutual aid. We don't say we're begging. Notice that the real seasoned beggars are good with words, such as this one. They know the right softer words. We don't want to say we're begging. We want to say this is mutual aid. Well, the ATM on my end is closed, and I'm sure it's closed on your end as well.
It would mean a lot. This is my Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. I write personal essays about growing up in a dysfunctional family, what it was like being my mother's favorite target, loving a sibling with addiction, and grieving my dead dad. The delusion that this is going to just all work out is starting to wear off. I'm starting to feel scared.
From the video, why is beggar Anti-Refa hiding? Viewer comments. Carrie Wilcox, this always amazes me when a person begs for money, maybe because I have issues even asking for simple help. This used to be embarrassing for people to do, not anymore, I guess. Random person, are they all allergic to work? I think they would break out in hives if a job application was in front of them. Also, for the homeless lady, aren't Doritos like $5 to $6 a bag? Dang, she is eating better than me. Laura Bounds, she has too much to consider herself homeless, it seems. Can you believe how much they ask for? And finally, Jazzy Judge, don't they know everybody is struggling? Money is tight for everybody. Keep those comments coming.